Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of From My Mother's Basement, the show that celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And I know we were not here last week. Life happens. I hope you guys read the post on Facebook. I'm glad you guys were able to still join us for this week. But yeah, it's been pretty hectic on my end. What about you, Michael? What have you been up to?
Things have been kind of busy. Been planning for the new project. Well, I guess I can announce it now because the cat's out of the bag. I recently accepted a director position at TohoCon.
Very cool.
I've rejoined. Every time I get out, they pull me back in.
You can never leave the con life.
Apparently not. I'll be 70 years old going, God damn it, give me some tech quotes. Yeah, so I'm now helping out. I'm working TohoCon, and it's coming together. It's going to be pretty cool. We got some cool stuff lined up.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to see what you guys have.
Me too.
So yeah, this has been a week of ups and downs.
Yeah, it has. And more than a couple WTFs.
Yeah. Let's get to some of the cool stuff first. I guess we'll get to that stuff.
Okay. Do you want to start with 29, or do you want to go with?
Yeah, let's go with that one. So,
okay.
Something that's been a long time running, I think.
Long time coming for sure.
Oh yeah, the FCC finally grew a freaking pair. So yes,
which surprised me.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised with this. The FCC has approved net neutrality rules. It
Go ahead.
I was going to say reclassifies broadband as a utility. Title II.
The internet actually as a utility.
Oh, it's so good, so
and
good.
It's a start.
It's a very big start though.
I'm honestly incredibly surprised they did it, because the current head of the FCC is a former lobbyist for the cable companies.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of the ones who voted positive on it, which shocked the hell out of me. Now there was a lot of campaigns going. I know that everybody from Leo Laporte to Kevin Johnson or Scott Johnson rather, to CNN even was all saying, "Hey, do this." And I, for one, I did my part. Hopefully y'all did too.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we've got the first step. So
yeah.
The odds are more in our favor that it's going. Now, of course, the cable companies and the ISPs are lining up to say, "Hey, now wait a minute, this is BS." And my response to them is, "Step off." But Verizon came back with I got to give them points for creativity.
I'll give them that.
But childish response. Well, basically, what they did is their response to it, they delivered their response in Morse code. And the Morse code basically translates to FCC's Throwback Thursday move imposes 1930s rules on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, points for doing it in Morse code to drive your point home.
But at the same time, though, things really that were created as classified utilities back in the 1930s, that's understandable. Those are things that are needed for every day. Humanity and society has evolved since then, and broadband internet is kind of
a necessity
nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it used to be like back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. You could view the internet as hey, that's spiffy, but you can live without it. To quote Ernie Klein, you used to have to write a letter with a pen.
Yes.
Little round thing with a ball in the end that color came out of. It's
what, you rented that in Maya
paper.
Or something?
So yeah, back in the 80s or in the early to mid 90s, the internet was not a big deal. It was not as big a deal, but nowadays it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. You can't.
Not to mention,
there's almost, freaking toasters are connected to the internet these days.
Toasters. You can have a dish, a washer and dryer that tweets at you when it's done.
Exactly. So anything that is that ubiquitous needs to be classified as a utility.
Not to mention, you have a ton of entertainment companies that have risen up to almost every household in America, if not, in several other countries. things like Netflix, and if lesser
Well, and
extent, you have
that's the
Crunchyroll and Hulu and whatnot, which needs to have, an open internet at this type in order to flourish and survive and to provide the content and entertainment that millions of people enjoy.
well, you get that, but also I think, and that's a large part of the problem is that the cable companies are a specific because they're the biggest ones behind it. I mean,
Right.
Verizon's on there too, but Verizon is now in the cable business, sort of. Um, and that is, it's they're viewing it as a threat,
Mm-hmm.
as hey, we're going to lose our livelihood. No, you're not. You're
No.
providing the internet. You're still getting paid.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not getting all those big premiums from HBO and whatnot, which weren't really going to you anyway.
Exactly. It
So
no longer can you charge me, $125 for like 25 megabytes a second when I can go to several other countries and get like 4 times that for
well,
half that
exactly. I mean,
price.
I'm currently paying. Oh, good God! I'm paying. I want to say $60 a month
Mm-hmm.
for guaranteed 10 up. Now, my max up is like 20, 25,
But your guarantee
but my
is,
guaranteed up is 10.
which not a lot of people have. I'm guessing you had to go
I
through
have
some
a
loop.
need for it.
Yeah, you have a need for it. You had to go some loophole or jump through
I
some
had to
hoops to get.
jump some hoops to get it.
Exactly.
But I'm still paying $70 a month. That's a little high,
Yes.
but I'm okay with it. I mean, the rate these guys are talking, what they're talking about doing,
Mhm.
if net neutrality goes down, my expenses for people working like me working from home will go through the roof. It's not going to be just affecting the big guys like Netflix and
No,
Hulu.
no, it's not. And I try to look at it this way. Classifying this as a Title II utility, I think in the long run will actually help out um these companies, the carriers, the ISPs, because of the fact that more and more people are going to be needing access. Therefore, yeah, you classify it as a utility, and you can use that, probably use some government subsidies or whatnot to help you expand even further to make sure every single man, woman, and child, at least in this country, actually has access. And you can charge them not as exorbitant as you have been so far, but
But it'll be quantity over quantity of
exactly,
it. Volume discount. That's what I'm looking for.
exactly.
And the thing is, what also needs to happen, in my opinion, is Google needs to get off its ass
Mm-hmm.
and make good on its implied promise of laying fiber everywhere.
It's slowly but surely expanding. They announced a few other cities about a month ago, so they are
So,
expanding.
but if they could keep that up to the point where we actually have some competition in there,
Mm-hmm.
the big thing is what I want to see, and even in your industrialized countries like Japan, Japan's got Wi-Fi everywhere. They've got broadband everywhere
Mm-hmm.
in the cities. You go out to like Nara or the podunk areas, you're not getting as much, but you're still getting a lot more than you've got here. We need to get to the point where it is everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
like electricity.
It needs to get to that point. It will get to that point eventually, especially with the way
But how far
technology has
behind the chain are
progressed.
we as a nation going to be?
Good point, though. I don't know, but just
Let's move on from that.
imagine if this was actually shot down and they wouldn't move forward with the whole
Tiered pricing?
yes. For one, this show wouldn't exist anymore.
Well,
Because I can guarantee
not
you,
for long anyway.
yeah, not for long. Because Michael and I would not be able to afford the extra bandwidth to just stream out to you
Exactly.
guys. So
Yeah, the service charges that would come with streaming a show would be astronomical.
yeah, exactly. So, it is an important step. It is a first step. It is not, the place.
It's not the end of the war, but it's a
a-
significant battle.
it
This
is
is D-Day.
There you go. That's a good way of looking at it. Yes. So yes, we'll see what happens to what the ISPs decide to do at this point, and who knows? Maybe at the end of 2015, maybe most likely in sometime 2016, the next big step may happen. So
Maybe they'll submit their countersuit in Morse code.
if they could, that'd be amazing. That'd be hilarious.
Wouldn't be hard to translate, or it wouldn't be hard to tell a computer to do it.
Very true. Another thing that actually helps out a lot of people is budding filmmakers, because
yeah.
their big thing is that they're going to use their talents and their skills to create, whatever they want. A short film. They want to create a live stream like Michael and I do, but they can use the internet now to be able to get that to the largest possible group. And fan films
increase your audience. Yeah, I was
are
saying, I'm seeing what you
insane.
did here. I see
Yes.
what you're doing here.
Thank you. I
And it was
worked
one
that
of your
so
better
well
ones.
there. Yes.
It's one of your better ones. Yeah, because you get things like some of the fan films and the fan series, like there's the Star Trek series, various Star Trek fan series that have been going forever, with mixed results and mixed quality.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
I mean, it's hit and miss like anything. There's some really good ones, and there's some really, oh my god, really ones. But there's some of these fan films that the quality, oh my god. And it also proves that there are professionals in the industry who are fans just like us. Case in point, and I know this is where we're going because I'm the one who put it in the notes. Just this week, a fan reboot of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was put online. That is dark as fuck,
and it was amazing.
And what's weird is the people that are in it. I mean, they've got Katie Sackhoff. They've got James Vanderbeek, which, he ain't. If he ever wanted to break away and prove he wasn't Dawson, this does it.
True.
This is Dawson with severe PTSD. And he co-wrote it. Vanderbeek was one of the writers. And if you get a chance to watch this, it's... I watched it and I was looking at it going, wow, really? They went here? The idea is basically, you take these high school kids, give them these superpowers, involve them in an intergalactic war, and expect them to not come out of this with PTSD? Are you high?
Just watch them crack. Not even crack, just break in half under the pressure.
And there's two versions that are out. There's an NSFW version and the safer work version, which is the version you can find on YouTube right now.
Yes.
Until Saban has a spaz attack.
Again, because Saban actually, for a brief period of time, actually threw a cease and desist on the Vimeo one.
Well, that's why the Vimeo one came down.
Yeah.
The Vimeo one was the NSFW. And the only thing that's different, what makes it NSFW, is there's one scene where the Black Ranger's laying in bed, and he's got two women in bed with him. And in the NSFW version, they're completely nude. In the SFW version, they're wearing underwear. They're actually two porn stars. I forget which ones. But the characters, it's Scorpina and oh god, I don't remember the other girl's name. But basically, two of the original villains, villain monsters from MMPR. It's like, they went in depth on this.
Oh yeah, this was definitely something that when you watched it, you instantly got all these little bits and pieces here and there that was like, okay, yeah, the people who wrote this were honest to goodness, true fans. Because only true fans would be able to get something like this in there, knowing that other fans would actually pick it up.
Well, and a lot of you actually see in the start of it, they're all running down, and you see a couple of the Zords fighting off in the distance.
Which I have to say, that was
quality CG.
It was very high quality CG. It was impressive how well it was all put together.
Yeah, this is a really high production value quality item. The guy who did this
Adi Shankar.
Yeah, Adi Shankar. He's done other stuff.
I liked his Judge Dredd ones.
Judge Dredd ones were cartoons.
Come on,
but
they were good.
He did two other live action ones. He did one called Venom: Truth and Journalism, which basically follows the events or some of the events with Brock. I forget his last name, not Samson. That's Venture Brothers.
That'd be hilarious.
The guy who's Venom. And they're talking to the there's this. The idea is this French Canadian documentary team following him around as a reporter, and some of the shady shit he pulls, and you don't really click that he's Venom, and they don't even use his name until the very end when he suddenly becomes Venom, and the CG is not bad in that, and it's all black and white stock footage. I mean, not stock footage as in download, but I mean, black and white film.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Yeah,
And
he's
then he
already
did.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. He did one other one that was Punisher Dirty Laundry, and he got the latest Punisher, Thomas Jane, I think his name was.
Mm-hmm.
He came back and did this as the Punisher for this short. And the whole and there's just a little story there. And at first, you look at the guy. If you don't know what this is at first, you just see Dirty Laundry. You're like, okay, whatever. You're watching this video, and if you've seen the Punisher, you're like, hey, that's the guy that played the Punisher. And then when it's all said and done, he hands his kid there's this item he hands to the kid, this T-shirt to a kid that he just saved,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, here, take it. It's got a hole in it, no big deal. And he takes off, and the kid unfurls a shirt, and it's the Punisher logo on the front of the shirt. Oh man, that one was dark too. If you get a chance, watch. If you haven't already, you need to see it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and he does some really good stuff. And this is just the latest in a long slew of, like Michael said, a long slew of all these other videos that he's created. How do you think, where can he go from here? Because obviously he already stated that this video, while would be amazing if they fledged it out to like a web series, or
It will never happen.
It will never happen because Saban's working on a reboot movie of the franchise. But where can he go from here? I mean, what else could he think he could possibly do?
A very good question. One that I don't have an answer to. But the main reason I put it and some of the others that are on there is that this is the quality that these fan films are getting these days. And there's another one put out called the Spawn, the Recall.
The Recall, yeah.
That is... some of it's kind of so-so, but most of the quality of the effects and the production value in this thing, especially there's one point not far past this, after Spawn's shown up, where have you actually watched it?
I've only watched like the first minute of it, to be honest. I haven't got into it.
When okay, there's this kid, that Spawn basically does a rescue thing on. Rescues this kid and tells this kid, I saved your life. You bring me your mother. We need to talk. And so he brings his mom to Spawn, takes the necklace, takes this thing off his mom, and all of a sudden his mom goes through this weird transformation. And the effects and the quality of that transformation are ILM level. It's really good. And another really good example is the Nightwing series. Now, okay, comparing Spawn Recall and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Dark One to the Nightwing the series, okay, there's a significant jump in production quality between the two, because these two, well, the first one, the MMPR one, is Hollywood professionals doing this on their own time. Okay. I suspect the Spawn, the Recall was much the same. The Nightwing the series was a bunch of kids, a bunch of guys in Vegas. They shoot in Vegas, but they've got decent writing, decent acting, not fantastic, but decent. And I could see this being something WB or CW would put out. Right up there with Arrow and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, so it's not always just about, how high of quality the special effects are, but if someone actually has the ability to just write good dialogue.
Well, yeah, good writing, decent acting, even some of the Star Trek ones. I mean, okay, yeah, Vic Mignogna pisses me off, okay? There's a reason people refer to him as Vic Mangina.
Yes.
There is a...
Whoop, as he froze for a second. Did we just lose Michael? He froze. Oh, wait, there you are. You're back again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have to let me guess, all the fans descended on me, and that's why I went out, because I called him Mangina?
That was hilarious.
No, but I mean, I may have issues with the man, but giving credit where credit is due, the boy can act.
Okay.
And he did, I mean, the one that the Star Trek continuing voyages that he's involved with are actually pretty good. Yeah. Decent writing, decent quality effects. So the stuff's, I mean, okay, another example would be, what was it, Star Wreck the Perkening?
Which I haven't seen. You told me about it, though.
the idea is what happens if Babylon 5 and Star Trek went head to head.
Okay, I can kind of see where that could.
And that led us to Iron Sky.
Ah, yes, and its sequel.
Because it's the same people.
And there's more. There's another Iron Sky coming too. So
yes, Iron Sky 2.
No, beyond that, 3.
Oh, you're talking about the one with Jesus?
Yes.
I think he's part of 2. I think that's part of 2, actually.
Oh, okay.
Jesus with his machine gun. I saw that and I was like, what the hell is this?
Come on, that's the kind of stuff that's just so ridiculously awful. It's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's going to be incredible. But that this all drives to the point where if bringing it full circle, if the net neutrality thing goes down, stuff like this goes away.
Mm-hmm.
You won't see it. The open and free internet gives us the creativity to do stuff like this, whether it be our chinky little, podcasts that we do from Jason's and my house to stuff the quality of that MMPR reboot. We need if they come down to another vote and it actually gets to the point where they actually gain any traction, we need to mobilize because we need to keep this happening. It's too critical.
I agree with you completely.
But in the Hollywood sense, there's some other weird crap going on Hollywood-wise. Disney is sticking its fingers in other pies, other unexpected pies.
Well, it's not really completely unexpected.
Well,
but...
not completely unexpected. I mean, Disney's Animal Kingdom had issues. Let's put it bluntly. It sucked. There were problems with the animals, problems with the setups, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, Disney managed to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going. They're working on an expansion for it. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to go to Pandora. And by Pandora, I don't mean the radio program. I mean Pandora as in the Na'vi, as in Avatar. That they are in the process of building and installing an entire section that's supposed to replicate as best as they can, obviously.
Yeah.
The landscape of Pandora down to the various types of plants,
the bioluminescent plants,
animatronics, some of the critters, but also the nighttime interactivity of the ground and the glow effects and everything. And Cameron's neck deep in this.
Oh yeah, he's on it with every single step of the way. They're talking about like next gen animatronics for some of the Na'vi that they're going to bring.
They're actually going to bring in Na'vi. I hadn't heard that part yet.
Yeah,
that will be epic.
That wasn't announced when they first made the announcement that they had this deal with Avatar about I'd say a year ago. But now we're actually finally getting closer, and there's actually a video online where you can see a little behind the scenes bit on there.
You talking about the one with Cameron walking through?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have that?
I do, but do we want to have another cut in the episode? Do we want Disney breathing down our necks?
You know what? Bitches burn down a tree. Do it. No, you don't have to do it.
Captain Planet will be very pissed off.
If you get a chance, if you're an Avatar fan, check it out. It's looking like it's going to be really cool. Yet another reason to spend yet another day at Disney Park, Florida.
Oh yeah, I know in 2017, maybe 2016, 2017, I plan on making a trip with just Disney World to hit up everything. That may or may not, huh?
Will it be open by then?
That is the word.
So I heard this was a year or two out.
That's what I'm reading on here. It's about at least a year out. So 2017 probably a safe bet. Plus, there also is a certain ride that Norway was broken down for. The Frozen ride.
Of course. Of course.
Come on, man.
Why am I not surprised? I could have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
Be very glad I'm not trying to show the new preview for the new Frozen short on here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, again, you didn't want Disney breathing down our necks.
Yeah,
so.
Well,
from there, do you want to go on to 16?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, I want to save 20 till towards the end. So, so I think it was a couple weeks ago we showed you some of the shots. Did we show we showed the shots? Didn't
yes, in post show we showed the. Well, we've talked about the shots coming from the upcoming Thunderbirds reboot. A couple weeks ago, we actually showed in post show a video that was posted on YouTube by the production team behind
By
this,
Weta.
showcasing all the amazing new sets that they've created for it, and it is stunning in terms of
they did.
the miniatures.
Weta basically rebuilt all the sets,
Mm-hmm.
And enhanced them, and the work is like the work is stunning. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely beautiful. The quality, and the whole nostalgia factor that goes with that.
Yeah.
Well, they finally, not that a couple weeks back, released images of what the characters look like.
To remind you, if you never even heard about this before, even though we've talked about it several times, this is what the original Thunderbirds looked like. I mean, complete, marionettes and miniatures.
Super Marionation.
And it was cheesy as all hell, but it was still great.
It was a lot of fun, though.
It was.
And it had decent writing.
Now for this new version from this one, there you go.
They're making them all. Those aren't puppets. Those are CG.
Well, they're calling it Hyper Marionation. It's a combination of CGI and motion capture puppets.
Well, not really puppets. It's actual mocap. What they're doing with this is, back, oh god, I want to say 2004, 2005, maybe a little earlier. Jerry Anderson was in the process of. Jerry Anderson liked to keep on touch of keep his fingers on the pulse of a lot of these new trends, including some of the motion capture options. And when motion capture started becoming big, he tried to resurrect one of his original titles, Captain Scarlet, and he did almost a full season of Captain Scarlet versus the Metrons, or Mysterons rather, and it was a CG motion capture option. It was kind of cheesy. I mean, it was it was like a step below Roughnecks.
Okay.
If you remember, oh god, Starship Troopers Roughnecks, the one that Russ worked on.
Yes.
You guys don't know who Russ is. That's fine. We knew him from Expo. Anyway, it was about that quality. Kind of cheesy, kind of hunky, but he had his finger on the pulse, and he knew that was, and that's where he actually did the hyper marionation. And then for this, unfortunately, Jerry Anderson is no longer with us. He died last year, but that concept, that whole CGI mocap thing has been refined to the point where they can bring this forward. And they released the pictures of the brothers. They also released a picture of Brains, who kind of looks like a super gay Ken doll to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you got the original Brains on the left, and you got the new Brains on the right. I wonder if he's going to have that same annoying voice.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least.
It's not going to be the same actor, though.
No.
But they are bringing back the original actor for Parker, which is really funny. You have the picture for Parker and Penelope?
Give me a second. Keep on talking.
So they're bringing back Lady Penelope and her trusty butler Parker. Wow, Penelope's got to change. Penelope has been radically upgraded. Parker still looks he looks a lot cooler than he did before. I expect him to say, what I have is a certain set of skills. I will find you, and I will kill you for me, lady.
Now, I'm wondering if they'll keep
back the original voice.
Now, do you think they'll keep the pink Rolls Royce?
Oh hell yeah!
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean that was iconic. The FAB one,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They'll. I think they're going to update it.
Okay.
But I can guarantee you that at some point you're going to see Parker driving Lady Penelope in the six-wheeled pink Rolls Royce. But the fact that they're having that character design with the original voice, talk about incongruent.
Yeah.
That'd be like taking Brains and giving him Sly Stallone's voice. I don't know how that's going to mesh.
Yeah, well,
It should be fun.
It should be fun. We'll have to find a way to find a stream of it.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, it's going to be coming out
Well, it's coming out in
March.
spring, but in the UK. This is being
Yeah, yeah,
financed by
yeah. It'll hit
ITV.
over here. It'd be nice if BBC America grabbed
Oh,
it,
it'd be
but
great. Come on,
I
that'd
don't
be
know that they
amazing.
will.
Who knows? Alrighty. All right. Let's get to some sad news.
You want to save that? I thought we were going to go to number 22 first.
Oh, you can go that. Okay, we'll go that one real quick. Yeah, we'll save the sad news for a moment. Let's talk about a surprising one. At least it was surprising to me.
It was to me. I mean, I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, what? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll just leave it out there. Harrison Ford. I'm glad he's returning to acting and doing more roles
He's never
nowadays.
left acting.
Well, there was a period where he didn't do much,
Right.
and now he came back. He like the Ender's Game, and of course he's with all the Star Wars movies and whatnot. He's coming back to reprise his role in a sequel to Blade Runner. We're talking what 30 years after.
Blade Runner 2, Replicant Boogaloo. It's gonna be. It's
Oh.
maybe we'll finally get the answers to whether or not he was whether or not Deckard was a replicant.
Mm-hmm.
That's been something that's been hotly debated for all 30 years. I mean, to the point where we went to a screening, the Hero Complex screening,
Mm-hmm.
where they interviewed Ridley Scott, and they showed Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to the guy afterwards, the guy who runs Hero Complex, and I just asked him flat out, I'm like, okay, what do you think? Is he or isn't he? And he's like, hell yeah, he is. I'm like, okay, we're on the same page, dude. I like you.
Mm.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. Because the way I posted this on my Facebook too, it's either going to go kick-ass awesome or a freaking train wreck. I don't think there's going to be a middle ground here, because Blade Runner was, in my opinion, it was one of the original, and in my opinion, the quintessential cyberpunk movie. I mean, it brought that genre home.
It really did. Now, after it's been 31 years since the first one came out, and with everything that's been happened in cinema since then, I mean, we already know Ridley Scott's going to come back and executive produce this sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine where it would go if he decided, you know what, I'm going to direct this as well?
We would get some because Prometheus was kind of screwed.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
I have hopes. I have high hopes.
Okay.
I to give you an idea of how important Blade Runner was, right up there with Star Wars for me when I was in high school and that came out. I mean, I was one of the few kids that actually kind of got Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm. Had
an idea of what was going on and the messages they're in. Of course, I'm also the kid who had this pretty cool mom who was into sci-fi, and I was a geek kid in that regard on my mom's side. But I was a member of the Blade Runner fan club. I was one of the first 100 members of the Blade Runner fan club.
Wow. Did you have like a card or anything to prove that? Or
I don't. Buried at my mom's house. Yeah, my mom still got them. If it survived, it's at my mom's house. But yeah, I had I had the little ID card, the Rep Detect ID card, the whole 9 yards.
Oh wow.
It was I was hardcore into it. And it, even with all the various edits and different endings and whatnot for it, that movie has always been in my top 5 of greatest movies of all time. And don't fuck it up. That's all I gotta say. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even in pre-production. We're not even in the early ideas. They're just an idea that they had for a script, and they confirmed. And
Harrison Ford said, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Just don't CGI a younger version of Harrison Ford in like you did with Arnold. Which they're doing again in the new Terminator movie. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
I was just like, wow. Okay, they proved they could do it in whatever the last one was. Now they're going to do it again.
Of course.
Oh man.
Come on, it's Terminator. You're really expecting anything really deep?
Oh, I expect it to be fun. I
Yeah.
expect it to be a hell of a lot of fun, and I'll watch it.
Mhm.
Especially, dude, do you see who the new T1000 is?
I've seen pictures. I didn't place the name to the face.
It's the guy. Well, I knew him from Babylon 5 and Excalibur, but he was also in. He's one of the cops in Hawaii 5-0, the new Hawaii 5-0,
Oh, really?
the Korean guy
Hmm.
who was also in Lost. Um, he's the new T1000.
Hmm. But yeah, having Harrison Ford in a movie is it's gonna be fun regardless. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've never even okay. I've seen one Harrison Ford movie I did not like. That was Mosquito Coast.
Okay, I was gonna say 6 days, 7 nights.
No, Mosquito Coast I didn't like. I loved Witness.
Hmm.
When Witness came out and I saw that, oh, I loved that movie. That was a fantastic piece of work.
Hmm.
It was Danny Glover's a bad guy. But anyway, and Elijah Wood, long before becoming a Hobbit. That was like Elijah Wood's first movie.
Back when he was the size of a hobbit.
No, he was smaller than a Hobbit at that point. He was only like 6 or 7. No, he's only like 5.
Hmm. All right.
I digress. I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries. I just
That's what our
wanted.
show is.
It is, yeah, very true. But I did want to talk about the big sad news because
Yes,
it definitely
yes,
has
very much so.
it's hit home for a lot of people.
Myself among them.
We're talking about, unfortunately, about the passing of Leonard Nimoy at the age of 83.
Had a hell of a run, but god damn it, why did he have to go?
Yeah, and I mean,
Obviously, everybody knows him for Spock.
yes.
You know, and he also, I mean, he had that role he had a recurring role in Fringe,
Mm-hmm.
which is what led to his coming back as Spock in the two J.J. Abrams Star Trek films.
Mm-hmm.
But he also did a lot of other stuff that wasn't TV. He was an avid photographer. He did a series of he put out multiple books of his photography, including one that was basically showcasing women of all shapes and sizes,
Mm-hmm.
which I think was an extremely, at the time, a very brave thing to do, because they were and are woefully underrepresented. But just the fact that someone with a name actually did that, because I
Mm-hmm.
thought when it came out, I thought was fantastic.
And like you stated, like he did a bunch of the stuff other than playing Spock, but I'm if you've read his autobiographies.
Which one?
He had two. The first one was I'm Not Spock, and then one in what 95, 96
When he
was
said "I am Spock,"
I Am Spock. Yeah. Basically, we found a way just to embrace it. But I mean, no one really wants to be pigeonholed. I mean, us as non-actors, we probably look at that going, I kind of want to be pigeonholed as a character because that means that's more money coming in.
Well, I want to be pigeonholed as a character people like.
There you go.
I mean, I feel sorry for. I kind of feel. I get where people like the guy who played. Oh God, not Michael Jai White. His name's got Jai in it. Urkel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I feel for the guy who played Urkel. I feel for the guy who played Carlton. Okay, those are rules that and I kind of feel for James Vanderbeek because nobody takes him seriously.
No.
And
And
things like this, and he has range, not just what's in this MMPR. I mean, he played a if I remember correctly, multiple personality, practically serial killer, as a long running character in one. I want to say it was CSI. One of the crime shows.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, being pigeonholed as a character, as an act.
But the thing is, in this situation, being pigeonholed in a character that, to many people, single-handedly got them interested in science.
Got him in, yeah, exactly. Got him into science. Got him into science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Got them into.
it was the gateway drug essentially to a whole new world of
Mm-hmm.
nerddom. Let's call it that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a very good. That's a very good statement. And there was also a lot of social commentary in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there was a lot more emotional depth to that Spock character than people give credit.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's sad to see any member of the Trek crew pass on. But I do have to say though, I've been following him on his Twitter account for years, and
Me too.
I do have to say though, a lot of his poetry as of the past few years is still very good. But I think it was very touching how his last tweet was talking about memories. It was like about I think it was 2 or 3 days before his passing. It was while he was admitted in the hospital recently, and to have someone that has gone through all of this in his life and admit problems like the whole thing was, he had problems with his breathing due to COPD, due to years of smoking, and he was an advocate for the longest time afterwards, basically saying, "Yeah, I smoked. I wish I didn't. You shouldn't," kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So
And he'd stopped smoking over 30 years ago.
exactly. But the fact that he, by all accounts, I've read people online, people I know have actually had a chance to talk to him at conventions and whatnot, that he seems to be genuinely, you know, good person. I'm not just a person who's just going to sit there and listen to talk to you. Like, okay, fine, I'll give you your moment to talk to me. That's fine. No, more along the lines of he'll interact with you and actually
Yeah.
give you advice and
Genuine. Yeah. He
genuinely
genuinely cared
cares.
about his fans.
Yeah. So, I when I was told about his passing, I was driving, so it didn't really hit me until I got home, and that
I
was
was in the middle of work,
oof.
and I was already I was having kind of a rough day at work anyway, and then
Mhm.
that hit, and I was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
My day went.
Hmm. I do have to give you props, Michael. You do have that's probably one of the best tributes I've seen.
I wish I could take credit for
I
it.
know it's been duplicated several
Well,
thousand, hundred.
I know where it started.
Oh, you know where it started?
It started with Susan Fox Davis.
Mm.
Well, actually, she's not to Susan Fox, but she started it that I saw.
Ah,
And
yes.
then
Basically posting a picture of you actually doing the Vulcan salute on
yes.
Facebook. That's a really good way to in this day and age to try to
And what's
showcase.
awesome is how that caught on, and some of the odd places it caught on.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple people who commented, when I did it. There were a couple people who responded to that, and a couple who tagged back to my post that I did not expect that from.
Mm-hmm.
So it just further points out the breadth of
Oh yeah.
of his work and how it touched and who it touched.
Mm-hmm. So that leaves God. Who's left in the original cast now? Besides
Shatner,
Shatner.
Koenig, Takai, or Takei rather.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mrs. Roddenberry. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
still alive. See, for the original crew.
I think that's it because DeForest Kelly,
Yeah, DeForest Kelly was the first to die.
then James Doohan,
Yeah, then Jimmy Doohan.
Nichelle
and
Nichols.
Nichelle Nichols is still around.
Yeah, okay.
Um, I think Nichelle Nichols.
Nightstar says no, she has passed.
Majel Roddenberry. What? Who passed?
No, is it Roddenberry that passed? Oh, okay.
Majel passed? Nichelle Nichols passed? When?
No. Anyway.
Oh, no, it's Majel. That's right, Majel did pass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, now it's Nichelle Nichols, George Takei, and Walter Koenig.
Mm-hmm.
They're it.
That's sad.
It's sad. I mean,
it's inevitable. It's life.
The time marches on. It's gonna happen.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean you have to be happy about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's funny is, you talk about the backtracking a little bit to being pigeonholed characters.
Mm-hmm.
Walter Koenig, nobody sees him as anything other than Chekhov.
Oh, of course.
Although he did a fantastic run as Bester on Babylon 5. He was an asshole. on Babylon 5. Oh man, his character was evil. I mean, there was a level of cold-hearted that I want that Koenig portrayed that I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, this is not Chekhov.
Yeah.
Not even close to anyone who was expecting anything like Chekhov for that.
And the
Wrong.
thing in a role like that, it's kind of what the actor wants. Is like, how far can I push a character away from what is expected of me?
Well, and yeah, there's no, and forgive me for making what could be seen as a shallow comparative, but it kind of fits. It's like a lot of the teen, pop stars, uh, Britney, Miley. They do something to break out, or in the case of Miley, to break out of the whole Hannah Montana mall.
Mm-hmm.
She went far to the extreme. It's not that different. Only this one doesn't involve twerking up against people at MTV Awards. But I mean, yeah, a lot of actors will do that just to prove that they have range.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it worked for Will Wheaton too.
Oh yes, very much so.
But his recurring character in CSI was a surprise.
And of course, he goes around and plays to his pigeonholed
He plays to the dick rep, but
mm-hmm. Well, especially with his recurring role in like Big Bang Theory and whatnot.
Oh, exactly.
The evil
thing
Will
is,
Wheaton.
Always like, yeah, we got you kind of written as a dick, and he's like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. So people take it in different paths. That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I think we should wrap this up with 3 bits of tech real quick.
Oh, some cool ass tech too.
Oh yes.
Not that we got two cools and a what the F?
Let's do it that way. The first one is from Valve. We know that they've been working on their Steam boxes for a while. They actually have they're actually now available. You can go buy them if you want, or you can build one yourself. You can check out at GDC, which is taking place I think this week or next week. The second generation of devices. They're also bringing the upgraded, newly designed controller, and they were always talking about a VR system. And because everyone seems to be VR, the thing right now. Besides the Oculus.
Yeah, thanks to
you have the Oculus Rift, you have
and Sony's version,
Project Morpheus.
Yeah.
To an extent, you have Microsoft's HoloLens, all the different Kickstarter ones that have their own different designs on it. So you would think that, okay, we'll see just a prototype of what's going to happen. Their partnership with HTC threw me off because at their Mobile World Congress press conference, they showcased their partnership with Valve to create I guess we're calling it the Vive, the VIVE.
Mm-hmm.
This is their high-end VR headset. And when we're saying high-end, holy crap, this thing has power.
What's its spec?
It's dual. I think it's what was it? 1920 by 1200 dual screens.
Dual screen 19 by 12
by 12 at 90 hertz.
Whoa!
Yeah, this thing is beefy.
How much is that? And what's it weighing in at?
Well, I'm wondering if it's not weighing all that much, especially because there's nothing. Well, for one thing, HTC already made the announcement that this is not going to be a standalone product. It has to be connected with a wire to.
Please say
to
NVIDIA.
PC.
Please say NVIDIA.
They just said to a PC. Yeah, I know. The other thing is that the big thing they're pushing on this is their support of full room scale environments. So essentially, like the Oculus Rift, they've come out, the developers themselves have come out and stated, this is a device for you to sit down and enjoy a VR experience. What Valve and HTC are saying is, get up and walk around your room with this thing.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, so I'm wondering.
Well, I'm assuming that thing's got cameras in it.
Crapples of sensors. That's all those little dots you see on the front of it. Yeah. In previous versions of it, basically showcased demos placed in a huge room that was just chock full of QR codes on the walls. This thing apparently has shrunk that down to you only need a single sensor by your monitor that obviously connects to your computer as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they have this additional bit of having 2 tracked controllers. They won't specify what they are, but this would be intuitive. I don't care.
Is it going to be handheld nipple controller again,
Probably.
or something
We have
else?
no idea. We'll find out at GDC. But this is a lot of talk for a company that, when they also stated that, oh yeah, this bit, the developer's kit is coming out this spring. The final consumer model is coming out this holiday. Like, they're going to be... Apparently, this thing has been in the works for years to get to this point. They actually might beat
And they
Oculus
still
Rift
can't
out to
give
market.
us Half-Life Episode 3. I just had to throw that in there.
Oh, come on.
I just had to do
Anything with Valve, you had to throw a Half-Life 3 joke in there, because it's never going to happen. Although, if they turn around and set it up to, hey, look, we have Half-Life 3, only available on this, or something.
Would that be enough to make me buy it? It might.
Mm-hmm.
That might actually be enough to make me go buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but yeah, I came across this. I'm like, I want to see what this is gonna do.
Dude, get us tickets. Get us registered for E3. We gotta go.
E3, GDC, something. We gotta get in there.
We need to see this thing.
All right, let's talk about this bracelet you found, which is actually very cool.
I can't wait till this thing hits market, because this is something I would actually jump on. It's called the Circuit. Basically, what it is the concept is it's a obviously one size fits most wristband, but it's got a pico projector in it and some near field sensors that basically turns your skin, in this case your forearm, into a tablet screen. And in their demo videos for it, they showed that it's basically mirroring a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
It can act on its own without it, but this is going to show it. And this is the part that also impressed me. It's waterproof.
Yeah, that's very cool. Now, granted, this is a concept video. This is nowhere near what it's
going to... These are comps.
Yeah. But to have something like this, I think...
I'm all over that.
Yeah.
If it's half as responsive as the demo, at close to the res of the demo,
mm-hmm.
Take my goddamn money. Just take my fucking money. Shut up.
Yeah, something like this would be absolutely amazing if it actually worked. And I'm quite sure it will work.
How long it's going to be till Apple decides they want to buy it?
Yeah,
I'm hoping that Google's already. Because they're showing everything on all their demos are showing Android.
Right. But all the design, the design of it, the ease of it, that's pure Apple right there. The minimalist design of it itself.
Yeah, this guy's playing Fruit Ninja on his arm. What I'm hoping, and the part that's going to get me, okay, first off, it's unless your arm's shaved, it's not going to be quite.
I was going to say, I'm going to have a problem with my hand.
It's going to have to go on the underside for me too. But the thing is, the only negative I've really seen here is brightness. Pico projectors get bright. Okay, I agree. I know that. But
yes.
Number one, if you're in a sunny day, you're not going to see it.
Not to mention,
you'll be sitting here like this over your arm. Going,
you kind of negate the whole point of actually having it this way.
Well, exactly. So if you're someone who lives in like Portland or the Bay Area, you're golden.
Mm-hmm.
Portland in particular. Oh, Portland, Seattle. You guys will love this thing. It's always overcast in Portland and Seattle. But just the idea of it, and
the idea is very cool.
I want to see this. They've got one prototype.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. I would just be happy to see that. See how well it works.
All this prototype is basically them attaching what looks like in the edge of it a basic pico projector on this giant wristband. So the flickering you're seeing on it is actually due to the camera and different,
different frame rates.
Yeah. So, and of course, it's a darkened environment. They want to make it, look as good as possible in this early of a stage. So, there's potential here. I do like the idea, but my question is though, heat and battery life, because
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
hell of a lot of tech to throw into a tiny space.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, the near field, I figure the near field conductor or the near field receptor things
Mm-hmm.
aren't going to generate a lot of heat. That pico projector, that's going to generate some heat.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's like, what's going to happen? Are you going to? How do you not burn your wrist?
Yeah, exactly.
Conceptually, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it happen. If they can get it looking even close to what's in the concept video, take my goddamn money. I want it.
It'd be amazing when this tech comes out. And the thing is, though, you gotta have to step back and just be amazed at the fact that they can even consider to work on something like this. When 5 years ago, this would have been just like, oh yeah, that's something Star Trek would do.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the idea of projected keyboards has been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's oh god, I don't remember the company. But there's a couple ones where you put a little thing and it projects the light, and you.
Sony has one that
Sony's got one. There are some other expensive ones out there. So that concept's been around for a while.
But to make it this portable,
shrinking it down, and getting the perspective of doing it, on something like the thickness of my Fitbit Flex, and projecting down my arm.
Right. We'll have to. I mean, that is the hope. It
could be really freaking cool.
That is the hope, because we can get to that point, and then we'll have it embedded underneath our skin, and next thing you know, we'll have I know. I'm already going
under my skin.
I'm already going to the Borg route, so just plug my head into the internet. That's all I need.
Yeah, I want a movable. I want a programmable tattoo. Is basically what you're saying.
Exactly. Okay, so let's wrap things up with going from a really cool idea for
this week's
this bracelet to where the hell did you find this, Michael?
You can thank Shadar for that one.
God.
It came from her. Yeah. This is some kind of special. So, if you're one of these people who wants to know how to want an alternate way to charge your cell phone and take advantage of body motion, and you happen to fap a lot, this is the tech for you. Go take it away, Jason.
It's called the Wank Band. This is currently being beta tested by Pornhub. It creates
Pornhub. That's what's awesome.
It's great. It's the best company to make something like this. It essentially is a mini generator on your wrist. It creates power when it's moved in an up and down motion. You can take it from there what you think that's all about.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
What's a name like the Wank Band? Come on.
Exactly. You strap the bracelet to your wrist, have fun, and while you're doing that, you're charging this thing up. You're charging your laser.
Charging more than my laser.
And then you can use this afterwards to power up your phone. And they're claiming this is a green way to sustainably charge your phone.
Now,
they're trying to be
obviously you could do more than just wank with it to generate power. I mean, the concept that's in it is sound.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's in this needs, I guarantee you, this will make tons of money in Akiba.
Oh God, jeez.
Nitro Plus needs to put a version of it out.
Not to
and
mention
interact it with
exactly.
Unicon.
Just Nitro Plus. Get this idea. Work with Pornhub. Use all your characters. Just take Sonico, make a Sonico version of it, and just.
Oh my god!
There are so many perverted things you could do with this thing. So
or like Virtual Girl 3D and a Contai collection plug.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. No, that's just wow.
Yeah. Well, and you can sign up to be a beta tester right now.
Seriously, they're taking beta tests.
Yeah. All you need is a name, email address, and tell them why you want to be a beta tester for the Wank Band.
Because I have no life and no girlfriend. It will become my new waifu.
just fill it in with how bad could this be? Yeah, if I stopped, doing what I'm doing, sales of Kleenex would nosedive.
Yeah, I personally own stock in Kleenex.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Okay, look. in all fairness, we're having a big laugh at
Oh, of
this
course we
and
are.
and making fun of it. But again, the concept is sound. It's it's
If someone was able to turn this around and make it to like an ankle bracelet, so you can charge your
well,
phone while you're
yeah,
walking,
like
you know,
for
kind of
if
thing.
you're jogging or something, the motion
Mm-hmm.
to generate that's
Yeah,
a sound idea
they're just going this extra path. That, one,
of
gets more people to talk about it, hence why we're talking about it. So.
one, it gets more people to talk about it. Two, that's 80% of men masturbate, the other 20% are liars. It's or no,
Sex
excuse me,
sells.
the other
That's basically what
19% are liars and 1%
yeah,
have problems.
exactly.
But it's oh man.
All right,
Just
and to go from that, Michael, what have you been watching? Because I don't really
what
want
have I
to
been watching?
know. Do I really want to know going in from that?
Yeah, actually you kind of do.
Uh-oh.
I'm current on Blacklist,
Nice.
which
I'm
wow,
I'm 2
just
episodes
what the
behind.
F. Although I'm kind of pissed that Agent Keen is basically rapidly turning into Daphne,
Well, you
um,
know.
which is kind of annoying, but it's still got great writing. Um, let's see, what else am I watching? Obviously keeping up with that Midnight now that it's back on.
Hmm.
Um, and honestly, Backstrom has gotten my attention.
Really?
It's the character. It's part monk, part house, part my God, what an asshole.
Okay.
It's a show. I mean, it's Rainn Wilson. He's really good. I mean, the
Hmm.
acting is good. Um, the character's an asshole, but there's some cool stuff about it too. At the same time, so Nikki watched 2 episodes of it with me and decided she hated him, and I don't blame her.
Hmm.
A lot of people will hate this character, but there's also the characters around him are really cool, and it's got the Allstate commercial guy, the one African American actor who does
Mm-hmm.
the Allstate commercials. He's in it.
Huh.
He's one of the main characters. Um, so I've been watching that. Recently started. Okay, I started watching season 2, and as such, decided to go back and finish watching season 1 with Nikki. I've watched all of season 1. She hasn't, so I'm trying to get her caught up through season 1 of Psychopaths.
Okay.
I'm a couple episodes into season 2, and it's already quaha. What the hell happened to Ginaza?
Well,
Do they explain that at some point? I hope.
yes, they do.
And I don't remember. It was my memory, and I could be wrong, that Ko survived season 1. Am I misremembering?
Keep watching.
Okay. Um, it. Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh yeah.
And where the university, where the Sakai, I think his name is,
Mm-hmm.
that he's no longer living out on his own in the forest, is like, what the hell? So I was curious where they were going to go, where they're going to go with it as far as storyline, because at the end of the first one I was like, where can they go? But they've obviously found a place, and the concept that they've put forth so far is interesting.
And just keep in mind that even when you get past through the second season, there's also the upcoming movie.
Yep, but you and I both, I mean, unless this is going to be the exception, the general rule with any anime movie is the first movie retells the series in 2 hours. You don't really get into anything original until you get into movie 2, movie 3, movie 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, and that's on down the line. There are notable exceptions.
Yes.
One notable exception would be the Ranma movies.
Mm-hmm.
But by and large, anymore, movies are largely retellings of the series.
I don't believe this one's gonna be a retelling, but I can always be wrong. So
I hope you are. I hope you are wrong. It's gonna be interesting. I want there to be more Rise. I'm still 2 episodes behind, but I already want there to be more Gits Rise.
Hmm. Well, you're kind of getting it actually.
Ah,
So they made an announcement about a week and a half ago. I would have mentioned this on Adam break but other things. But the they made the announcement. Production IG made the announcement that Ghost in the Shell Arise is going to be recut and
as a recut, as in,
TV series. They're saying it's going to be a.
are they going to take the OAV and cut it into a TV series,
They're gonna
or
the first half of this TV series is going to be the OAVs cut down into TV
so
series.
there are going to be more?
Yes.
Sweet.
So you guys have to look forward to.
Oh hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What's the phrase? Yeah, buddy. I am all over that.
Anything else?
What? Actually, yes. Recently, we one of the times we were in Fry's, Nikki and I picked up the complete Appleseed 13 on Blu-ray.
I never saw that one.
It's interesting. It's was it on Amazon? We got it. Sorry, Amazon. I thought it was Fry's. It was Amazon.
Okay.
My bad. Anyway, we got it. It's interesting because they went closer to the original character designs. I mean, not spot on, but they went a lot closer to the original character designs. They covered some of the original, some of the backstory, but because of it, Nikki insisted I read the original manga, and I've read the first 2.5, and there's some pretty serious differences, but there's some pretty close parallels. I like it. It references events in the first movie, but I don't think it's supposed to be related to the first movie.
Really?
Yeah. Between the radical character design shifts and some other stuff, I don't think it's supposed to be the exact same universe world as the first Ex Machina was. We also picked up Omega. Was it Alpha or Omega? I think it was Alpha. We picked up another one. We haven't watched it yet, so I'll let you know how that goes. But it's one of the other ones that has the more realistic designs for Dunan, where she looks more like a regular person as opposed to a Shiro character.
Ah, gotcha.
Now, that being said, walking away from Appleseed 13, having not read the manga at the time, I liked it. There were a couple things about it that I was like, really? You're going to go here? Really? But overall, I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know why it didn't do better. I'm hoping that at some point they'll pick it up again, and they'll get writers on the level that they've got with Gitz. And that maybe finally will kick Shiro in the ass and make him do the 5th book. Well, he's been promising it for years.
Well, one can only hope then, yeah.
You know, we need book 5.
Well, Shiro likes his porn, so you know.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all he's been doing lately.
Yes, very much so.
So that's all I've been watching. Okay. What about you, Jason?
For me, well, it started off last week when I was trying to put up 2 closets or build 2 closets.
How'd that go?
They're built. I won the battle. I have scars, but to prove it. But you know,
I watched the sweetest film, and I still can't build an IKEA cabinet. Sorry, go on.
While I was doing that, I was watching the Oscars, and I was like, Neil Patrick Harris did a great job.
He knocked it out of the park.
I have to say the welcome surprise to a lot of people, and I was really thankful they actually did this, was the Lady Gaga scene.
I was wondering if you were going to mention that. Oh my God!
Yes,
I heard that she did it. I'm like going, okay, you know, it's not unusual for the Oscars to bring out a pop star to do something,
right?
But
the thing is,
Gaga proved her range in this.
And the thing is, it just further proves what she can do. I mean, you can go online and find videos of her Lady Gaga, at NYU talent show, and she was amazing. Had great voice back then. And then, of course, semi-recently, she released the first album with her duets with Tony Bennett. And they're doing a tour of that right now, and they're actually working on a second album of the duets as well.
Nice.
And now she just does this for Sound of Music, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, when I heard they were having,
Please tell me you're staying away from this art pop shit. And
well, no, I don't. No, her art pop stuff isn't that bad. I mean, now that being said, I'm not a big fan of the art pop album, but there are a couple songs on it I like.
hmm
I yeah, I saw that there, Lady Gaga does tribute to Julie Andrews, and I'm like going, or does Sound of Music, and I'm like, oh God, no. I love Gaga, but no,
hmm
no, no. And then I watched it, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was great. I was like, there. I mean, much better than many, like probably a good many people could ever do. She
And
was.
blew Tegan and Sarah out of the water. Although Lonely Island doing
Everything is awesome.
doing the rap parts of everything is awesome. And they brought out Mark Mothersbaugh,
Mm-hmm.
who was obvious, who looked at the camera. He's like, "Yes, I'm here. I didn't want to be, but here we go."
Well, there
In
was.
his Devo hat, no less.
Oh come
In
on,
his
that
flower
was
pot hat.
that was great seeing him there, and of course they had Questlove on drums.
Oh yeah, Questlove kicked ass.
I do have to say though, it was great seeing Will Arnett in a Batman outfit there. that was
That was pretty funny.
that was perfect.
Darkness.
No parents.
Parents dead. I honestly, the way they were singing it, because I remember when I watched the Lego Movie, I had the same thought. I'm like going, "Wow, it's almost not quite Death Clock." It's like Nathan. It's like Will Arnett channels Nathan Explosion.
It works though. It just works.
Wow,
What else? Oh yeah, we recently picked up Big Hero 6 on Blu-ray.
Oh, that is out now. I need to get it.
So it's just as good as I remember seeing it
How
in
are the
theaters.
specials?
Fairly good. I haven't watched all of them just yet.
Uh-huh.
But they're pretty decent. They're not as in depth as you and I would appreciate, but they're still enjoyable to watch.
Cool.
But like now that I have the Blu-ray, I can basically start taking more screenshots and make a crap load of wallpapers in there.
Yeah, there's some really nice wallpaper fodder in there.
Yeah. Plus, it also includes Feast. So, oh my God, the feels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we watched it with a couple of friends last night that never seen it before.
Mm.
Yeah, there were tears. I was like, "Yep, that was expected."
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to getting it because I'm going to make Nikki watch it. For those of you who don't remember, when the comic first came out, or the last time they tried to resurrect the comic, Nikki handed me a review slip with one word on it: "Tarded," and it was appropriate.
It was.
And so when we heard they were making the CGI thing, we were like, "What the no, really, Disney? What the hell?"
Yeah.
But this is one of those cases where they took a substandard IP and did a good resurrection. I mean, they took it in a new area and it went really well. I'm very impressed with what they did with it. And and everybody under the sun's been telling Nikki that, so she's finally like, "Fine, we'll get the goddamn Blu-ray and I'll watch it." So we should be getting it in the not too distant future. Thank you, Disney Movie Club.
But that's pretty much been it for me. I haven't really done much.
Oh yeah,
lately.
Agent Carter ended.
Yes, it did end. I have it on my DVR. I'll probably watch it tonight. So.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
I have not watched the last episode yet. So.
There's one thing in the end that, on the one hand, I was like, "You son of a bitch," but at the same time, looking at it realistically, if they had not done it that way, it would have been unrealistic.
Gotcha. Okay.
You'll know the scene when you see it.
All right. Fair enough. I'll have my. We could talk about it next week.
Okay.
So.
Well, wait. I thought next week you were going to.
Oh yes, let's talk about that. So.
Most of March is going to be.
Yeah. So I know for me, for the next 2 Sundays, I'm going to be busy at weddings. No, not my own. One is my brother getting married, and another one is a good friend getting married. So the next 2 weeks, I know I'm out. And Michael, you are going to be busy with other stuff in March as well, correct?
I'll be available next Sunday. I may do another random acts of gaming. What game it'll be, I'm not sure yet. I recently reset up PSO2 again, so I still have my PSO2 account, so I may fire that up. I don't know. But the weekend of the 15th and what's the other one? Hang on. The 15th and the 22nd, I will not be available because I will be On a trip.
Fair enough.
More details as it's a secret.
Fair enough. Okay. Anyways,
So I will be unavailable. So basically, this is going to be the last show for the month of March.
oh, there's still the 29th.
Oh, there's okay, the 29th.
Yeah.
So we'll do it on the 29th.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have this big hiatus in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the 29th. So we're sorry, guys.
Life.
Maybe we'll do
life happens, so we'll figure something out.
Or if we can do some, maybe if we can, we'll see if we can throw some stuff in there as filler, whether it be me strong arming Jason and shooting something in the middle of the week.
Yeah, we could do
something.
We could do some
We'll
reviews of like a movie or something like that. We'll do something. We'll figure something out and we'll let you guys know. You guys follow us already on Facebook and Twitter, OtakuLife Jason and Digital Panther. So we'll let you guys know that way. It's the best way to get information out there.
Yeah, that and I have started using my Facebook again.
Sweet.
Because now that I'm working in con, I have a reason to use my Facebook again.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So, all right then. Well, do we have anything else to add before we wrap this one up?
I think we're good. I think we're good.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much as always for hanging out. Again, follow us on social networks so you can know what's going on for the next few weeks.
On the tweets and the Instagrams.
Yes. Stay tuned for a short post show, and for our Mother's Basement. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we will see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.